thumb on the inside of the actual collar, or just over the top like this. Okay, so not quite as deep as a full containment of the head, but a higher grip. Okay, which should make the distance a little bit closer than where you were. So here, 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 here. So high on the collar and right at the tricep here. Again, grabbing this way and then turning the wrist a little bit so that you're not just grabbing close, you're able to move the guy inside of the close. Yes. Okay. And then kind of closing with the elbow. Not trying to death grip him, but snug. Okay, and then we'll switch feet. And then whatever side was over will now be under, and vice versa, okay? So my left arm is under, my right arm is over. When we switch, it'll be opposite. When we do this, particularly this really close Kumi Kata over chest to chest, there can be a natural tendency to start to do this kind of a thing. You really want to avoid that. Try to keep yourself as upright as possible as you make that happen. Okay, make sure that when we're here, again, you're not just holding any old place. We are looking for points of control. So the elbow, this one I'm under the shoulder, so you could drop this, lift this, and even my armpit here can manipulate the wrist and forearm a little bit. So it's not just like hold any old place. Elbow and underneath the shoulder here. Go ahead and keep that back fairly straight. Upright. Put any space here and just cut over the top. Okay. Moving the feet as we do so, opening up just whatever tiny little bit of space you need here to move through, but not really detaching, attaching, detaching, attaching. Really tight. Okay, so slow here. Don't look at this hand, just kind of diving right in. Look at this hand here. Everyone see that? Yes. You're on this side, no, you're fine. So this hand just kind of sheaths out right in. Cut right in. Yes. Okay. Go. Right? We're both doing essentially the same thing to each other at the same time. This time we'll have one person kind of grabbing a pretty high collar grab, and it'll be one person working on the other person's turn. Very simple. We're going to come up through the middle, not unlike you would in core self-defense, but instead we're going to overlap one arm and take the other arm to the inside. Okay, so if I'm here, he's grabbing bubble and I'm grabbing formal. One arm's coming through. I step to that same side, overhook an arm, and get on the inside of this one. So I should feel like I have good control here, whether he's hanging on or not, doesn't matter. Think about throws like Overruma or whatever. And also have this on the inside, just so he can't smack me around from the inside here. Just have a little bit of control here. Then we go to the other side, double collar. I come inside here, whatever side I'm going to go take the overhook grip with. That side steps forward. This one slips to the inside like so. Make sense? Okay, so right arm goes up and overhooks the arm. That same side foot steps. And we're here. Vice versa. Left arm up. Start dropping it down on the arm. That same side step goes forward. Inside control here. And then just back and forth. So I grab him, whatever arm he brings to the inside, he gets overhooked on that arm, and I can let go here or hold on. It doesn't matter. But the idea is he wants to be able to, here, if he starts rotating his own shoulders, I should feel that he can manipulate and control me pretty well.
When you're bringing that arm up, you go to the outside.
I am, yeah. So if I stay too square, I'm going to be in running. It's almost, whether I literally get it all in or not, is whatever, but I'm definitely angling my body so that I can get this to the inside pretty well. And I'd like to be slightly off to the side as well, as opposed to directly in front of him. You know, whenever you're fighting a big guy, you don't stand in front of him. Try to be not directly in front of him. Okay? All right. Particular grip. It's these grips afford you some control. So especially on this shoulder, I want to feel connected in such a way that if I rotate my hips, or pull my hip, or maybe I'm happy with her weight heavy on this leg, I drop some weight down there so I can do stuff. I want to feel like through this point, I'm able to exert control and influence over them. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's not just wrap an arm and stay high and tall. You're cutting in and rotating in, more or less, right? A lot of the time I may just be moving, but when it's time to go, I may get heavy shoulder pressure and then do something in that direction, for example. So understand that you're not just moving your hands around. You want to be able to hit the on switch at some point and activate that Kumi Kata so you can, at the right moment, you know, exert the control that you need. Here. Well, let's do this as we're moving. And it's making certain that we don't have too much time or any time at all where I've switched my grip and I have the opposite leg forward. Okay, so we're going to try really hard to, even in movement, when we decide to change the grip on the lapel, whichever side you're grabbing the lapel, that should be your deep foot. Make sense?
Yes.
So now we're on the move. Maybe I, as a good uke, I give him a double collar grab. So I feed him something, right? And we go out, maybe he feeds it to me. And we just keep moving and playing amongst all of these Kumi Kata here. This is very important, guys. Very important. Okay, switch your legs. No. That way, okay? This is important for him defensively, right? Because if I'm here and he switches his legs and he has the other leg forward, do you see the problem for him here? I have everything and he has nothing. I have everything available to me. So it's in his best interest to make sure this shoulder is leading, that he does not, so in this, or I should stop saying this, if his right shoulder is leading, his right foot back, makes him extremely vulnerable. So he needs to switch his feet. So now I don't quite have that Ogoshi grip that I'd like. Here. But if I'm this way, yeah, that feels weird. This way, he's got everything he needs. Okay. Yes.
Are we trying to match grips, whatever they do?
We are, with the exception of
the double collar,
the stiff arm double collar. Okay, you're trying to match, right? So you're kind of on the offensive side. You're trying to take a good, strong grip that you can control from and still have good posture. But on the defensive side, you're orienting your hips, shoulders, and feet so that you kind of neutralize it.
Yes.
Because if he makes a switch, go ahead. Switch your feet. No. Okay, let's go right side. Right side. Feet. Okay. He makes a switch. Switch your feet. And I do. Good. One more time. Less thought, grasshopper. Just feel me. And I don't switch.
Yes.
I've got problems.
Yes.
You follow?
Mm-hmm.
He throws a hip in front. I'm very, very vulnerable.
Yes.
Makes sense. So as he makes that switch, I make the switch too. Notice the head even changes to the other side. Okay.
Yes.
Now, of course, in Randori, sometimes he may make a switch, though, and I'm very confident with what I just do.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? So I decided he goes over under on me, and I don't want to switch my feet, so maybe I go here, and we play from here now.
Yes.
Now, he doesn't like this, so he's going to try some kind of switch in his Kumi Kata. I don't like that. Makes sense?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, a little higher, a little lower. And all, I'm controlling the shoulder here so I can control movements. But these are just kind of orthodox positions, right? There's no reason I couldn't be here, let's say, and apply that same kind of pressure to the back of someone's head, for example. Does that make sense, everybody? The feeling I just want you to get is this kind of dichotomy where you're holding someone, let's say, and I'm not sumoing him, I'm not like super duper tight, I'm free and loose to move, but at the same time, if I need to move someone now, I have enough of a control position where, you know, like I was just talking with a group. Here, I feel like Mr. Camacho can go anywhere he wants to go. There's nothing stopping him. He can move, right? But and if I try to control him, it's all arm now. I want to just connect enough that if I move, it influences movement. And if he's experienced, he's probably encouraged to go, I don't like that that arm is there. I will try to get that arm out, for example. Okay? So when you attach to someone as a Jukido Jiu-Jitsu cut, however you're attaching, it's not just kind of this haphazard thing, both in terms of where you're gripping, but also in terms of the feeling you're trying to create, where you're trying to, you know, open things up so you can feel a field of potential opportunities for you, and not just kind of be gripped up and throw your lower body in a position and pray for the best. Does that make sense? We'll come back to that.